How is that not illegal? Like, that doesn't make sense.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Man, so I raged so hard this week because, like, I was in the hospital and all that, and I started this project when I got the Back to the Future, the big set. So I watched the animated series. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a big review of the entire thing.
Ooh.
So I cut everything up, put the pictures of the voice actors, like summed up a bunch of the episodes I liked and everything. It was like a super long cut. And then, Vegas stores all the audio files into one locations you set at. And I noticed my audio file was getting to like 45 gigs because I haven't deleted any of it. Mm-hmm. So without thinking, I go in and I purge the entire file, and I load up the thing to finish editing it so I could toss up like this giant retrospective on it, and all the audio is gone. I just literally went delete and fuck it. I was like, God, fuck, damn it. Yeah.
Shit.
That's why you use Premiere. It saves all that stuff as a backup elsewhere.
Well, I think this.
But then if you forget to delete that, then your computer gets bogged down with all this stuff.
That's what I was doing, because my solid state drive, which I have all the files like primarily saved on my main drive, like I don't have it mirrored because I don't want my game drive to get filled up. So
yeah.
See, I have it with the Final Cut. It all saves into the same place, but it's all listed by project, so you know which ones you're deleting, so you can just make sure you're deleting old shit.
Yeah. I mean, I guess for me, like Matt's right, like Premiere, it auto saves like every I don't know how many minutes, and then I always just delete them after I'm done. I'm like, all right, I'm done, and then I go delete like 30 auto saves or something like that because of all the projects. But I think it's worth it because that's happened to me before where something happens messed up and I'm like, oh, how do I fix it? And I remember, oh yeah, I have an autosave. You get lucky. Yeah. Sometimes you don't get as lucky, I guess.
You're right. Well, who else isn't going to be getting
Problem
lucky?
is he deleted the autosave shit.
Yeah, well,
Are we trying to transition?
Yeah, I was trying to transition. Okay. Welcome, everyone, and the unlucky person here is you for listening to this. So congrats to you. You have stumbled into the wrong territory of the internet if you're here.
You're in the wrong neighborhood, son.
Oh, man.
They won an Xbox.
I get that reference.
Yes. Okay, I was hoping someone would.
Now, in case people are wondering where is Sean, well, he's still cracked out on peanut butter, so, it was just eating that shit by
and Nutella.
spoonfuls.
I tried it. It's pretty good.
I had Nutella too for the first time not so long ago. I had one of those packets you can get with like the breadsticks that you can dunk in the Nutella. They make ones of those but with Reese's.
Are you eating that Weibo Pocky shit?
No, I'm not. Although hilariously, you should mention that my small podunk grocery store out of nowhere actually had Pocky, if you can believe it. They didn't get it again, but they had Pocky. Like a shipment went to the wrong place, and my grocery store
It fell out of the sky when a plane blew up.
I would not be surprised.
Real story, because this past weekend I was at Super Mega Fest, which is a smaller con, but really good, really tons of friendly people and stuff. So got invited to Anime Boston. And I'm like, okay. So Shay's like, oh, let's go. We can bring some of our friends and cool. I'm like, anime? So I'm thinking, all right, I got one thing. I'm going as a motherfucking Pokemon trainer. And then the first thing Shay says is like, oh, I'll go as a sexy Pokemon. I was like, I fucking hate your soul right now.
That's a bit weird.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not going to bang Pikachu, okay? Get the fuck out of here.
Got to get a couple drinks into you first before you think about that.
I remember we had some banned.
Oh, go ahead. Okay.
I was just going to say, we banned a guy from the Facebook group once because he posted a picture of a sexy Miltank. Seriously.
Pokemon is that one.
Way back when I remember banning this guy.
I know, that's the dream to cosplay as a Pokemon trainer. There's so many different versions of the costumes you can do.
I already decided I'm gonna be the water trainer, probably from the latest games. So, because I'm like, I'm going to an anime convention. So I don't know fucking no animes.
You missed it.
I've personally always been very partial to the trainer from Gold. Actually, I always quite liked him. I thought he had a cool style.
What was the one? It was like it wasn't like the new versions of Omega Ruby or whatever they're called. It's the old ones like Emerald, Ruby,
Omega
Sapphire.
Ruby, Diamond, Extreme.
Yeah, it's
Extreme
it's the older
Super
one.
Minty Edition.
But there's a guy who has he just seemed like he was ready to go hike in the mountains or something like that. Like
And
compared
you know,
to
I
the
could
other one.
probably see Armin as that trainer because he's got a similar haircut and he's got like
Yeah.
a headband and everything. I'm pretty sure Armin has all that stuff. He could be the guy from those games.
I was
See,
ex-
I'd love to
I was
see
just
Armin
gonna
You,
go-
Shane
you
as
could
Team
be like
Rocket.
you could be like a bro version of like a trainer and only have like the what's that fucking rock one with that? It's like just big muscly arms.
Oh, I know what you're talking
It's like just
Graveler.
keeps working
I'm
out.
gonna be Machamp.
There you go.
Yeah, that one. That's the one.
You know, it's funny. Ever since Caesar did some fan art of me as Giovanni from Pokemon, I always thought to myself, like, ooh, I should do something with that. I should get like an orange suit and like a rocket armband and just slick my hair back and be like, yeah, I'm Giovanni from season 1.
All I'm saying is we could get
Mm.
we could get Mitch over here to get like super specific detailed of us all like with our own little versions of Pokemon and everything. Because before we were just trainers, but now we'll have our own Pokemon.
Yeah, again, I keep saying Tyranitar is by far the best Pokemon because he is Godzilla.
Nah,
And is a
forget
Pokemon.
him, man. It's all about Eevee, like the one that could transform into all of them. But you know what? I think he's special, so I ain't gonna make him transform. I'm gonna keep him the way he is.
Because Joe loves you the way you are. Remember
Yes.
that.
Yeah, I never transformed my Pikachu.
Well, who would?
Right.
I mean, Raichu's a dick.
Yeah, I mean, I had the Pokemon Yellow version. It was based around the TV series. Like, they added a load of extra stuff. But yeah, there's no way I could ever
Oh,
transform my Pikachu.
I thought in that game they made it a thing where you couldn't evolve your Pikachu or whatever.
You can if you got a. They just basically didn't put a a Thunderstone or whatever it is in the game in that version. But if you traded for it, it was easy.
Well, that was the Pokemon talk.
Yeah.
We hope
Welcome
you
to
enjoyed
CBC Poke Hour.
we hope you enjoyed this segment. Be
Well-
sure to come back next week when we talk about who had the best evolution.
Well, we always talk about something. I mean, that last time it was like talk to a host, and I mean, it was with Joe, me, you, and Mitch were talking about anime, and
It's
then
true.
and Pokemon. It's like
Pokemon's universal.
It really is.
so is wrestling.
Yeah.
Well, see, here's the thing, because we were at the con, right? And I'm like, oh man, we got in there and I had my 3DS. I'm like, man, I got a lot of like street passes. So late at night, when I figured everybody was asleep, I went down the hallway carrying my 3DS, like waving it back and forth between the doors to get a bunch of Chinbeard street passes. And it actually worked. Like I filled up multiple times during the con. I was like, ah, yeah.
There's
I
that
just
one
imagine-
person watching.
Yeah, I just imagine for the one person watching, what's that weirdo doing?
This is why we don't like them cons.
them con
Here's
folks,
the
I
thing,
tell
like,
you.
I was at the con, right? And it's a Sheraton that's made to look like a castle, and the inside of it looks like a castle. So Saturday night, you think it's like, oh, it's a convention, you know, there's an after party, which there was. It's not just an after party, the entire hotel is the after party. Like, there's con people everywhere, like, photo shoots and stuff. But the nerdiest thing by far I fucking saw at this thing, and I was kind of ashamed to be here at this moment.
Oh wow, something that made
Okay.
Armin ashamed.
I'm walking down the hallway, and Shay's in her, she was in Black Cat. I was in, like, Spider-Man for just a little bit because I wanted to do a couple photos with this dude. And our friends, like, Robin, and I think he was Cyclops. So we're walking down the hallway, and we get stopped. We're like, okay, we got to stop here because these dudes are doing a photo shoot. Like, they had massive lights, a green screen, like, set up in the middle of the hallway. Like, this was like a professional shoot. And we're looking, we're like, there's no one here, they're shooting. What the fuck are these guys doing? Like, and then they're like, guys, it's just gonna be a couple minutes. If you want, you can go take like the stairway down. I'm like, I'm just like, guys, we have to stay here because I want to see what the fuck they're shooting. Why is there like a crowd of chin beards here? Like, there was like 20 people watching. They were taking photographs. I fucking shit you not, with studio equipment of Pop Funkos based on that, like, dancing Jahuna Kamuni, like, whatever the fuck that is.
Fucking
Like,
pops, I tell ya.
I was like, wait.
What?
Like, I was like, you guys literally spent an hour setting up to take pictures of one fucking pop of an anime girl.
Yes.
I just
That's
walked
so
the fuck
fucking
away.
stupid.
I was like, you guys are fucking pathetic. Like, I was embarrassed to be seen next to these people. Like, this was bad.
It's too much. Armin draws the line there. He hitched up his Spider-Man pants and laughed.
Oh my god. I was like, dude, oh, fuck.
I imagine Armin just swinged out, like he just went with his web and just swung out.
Thwip, motherfucker. Thwip,
Yeah.
thwip.
Like, this was like, I've heard stories like this, but you never truly understand it until you experience it for yourself. You're like, this is fucking bad.
Sounds traumatic.
Well,
Yeah,
hey, you know, they gotta get all the contours of the Pop Funko.
No, when Tom said something, I think he said traumatic, but I thought he said dramatic, and I was like just thinking, imagine if you had like the Inception type drums behind that, I'd be like, okay, this is
They
like,
actually had like his Zimmer playing the beats.
I was like, damn.
So let's transition into our first piece of news here, right at the around 10-minute mark here. So this is going to be so the Scoopo El Mayimbe is here, saying Captain Marvel is Star-Lord's father.
Yep, and that's everywhere today. That hit this morning, and now every website everywhere under the sun has picked it up now.
I really hope this turns out to be false to just prove his bullshit again.
Yeah.
And yet I could kind of see it happening because it's a way of working marv-el in and building up the thing and the whole legacy hero thing without really having to do it.
The thing about it is, though, that with a lot of scoopers, I would assume, it's just that they say something and it has to be at least kind of believable. Like you Googled or Guardians of the Galaxy or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be somewhat believable, but still be like, okay, if it gets debunked, like, okay, that was just a stretch. You know what I mean?
It's no salmon fishing. It's no Batman, Superman salmon fishing.
It sounds believable, but hey, I mean, it could always end up being wrong because, I mean, they are filming now, but...
I did a video talking about this, and I can kind of see it's like, okay, so we take, Jason of Spartax out because that's too much to get into, and we gotta kind of rush towards this thing. We have Captain Marvel coming. Her origins entwined with this other guy. So let's tie him, into Guardians of the Galaxy 2. But then, contrary, that cheapens Star-Lord, that cheapens Jason of Spartax, that cheapens Captain Marvel, and that cheapens the whole Kree origin. So I'm like, well, in one way, you're, enhancing something because you're trying to get to Captain Marvel's origin faster. But in another, you're completely dismissing what really worked in the comics and what's been there that's been really good,
Is Jason of Spartax really that interesting, though? Like, I mean, you could tell maybe one good story with him where he meets him for the first time, and then after that, I'd kind of be like, eh.
Okay, but how much can you tell with Captain Marvel since he's not even a star of the Captain Marvel movie?
True. That kind of muddies the water.
You're tossing the character in there to quickly, build up whatever, while the Guardians still undoubtedly have a new member coming in. Thanos is the, big overall baddie, building up the new stone and everything. Like, it just seems like already at this point you add this, it's unnecessary, like, more things happening. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Just
I'll put it to you this way, though. It's kind of like Infinity War is coming up pretty soon, 2018, right? Yeah, so we're going to get these movies, and I'm pretty sure we're going to like them, but you could always think about, wow, they could have done... not more, but more so that if they added like an extra movie or two, to kind of not introduce like Marvel here, but in another movie, but it's not, you know what I mean? If they just continue to add it, it'd be perfect. But then you don't want it to drown out.
Also, you run into the issue too, where at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy, they say, "Oh, you're human, but also something else, something ancient we've never seen before." Marvel ain't exactly ancient, I don't think, and plus, he's nothing we haven't seen before. He's a Kree. He's like a Kree,
but we haven't seen like a human-looking Kree, I guess.
Yeah, all the Krees we've seen have been blue or whatever. I mean, I guess you could do something with that, but if that was the case, if it was just Marvel, what was stopping them from going, oh yeah, you're half Kree, dude?
Yeah, it's like, why did they detect? Because they did the freaking blood stamp. They can't just suddenly come back and be like, yeah, you're half Kree. Oh, we completely missed that. It's like, wait, what? Like, how? That's why I kind of doubt
like this would happen, because feels like they'd go another way, especially just knowing James Gunn,
Yeah, I feel like they're gonna surprise us again. This is Marvel, and I feel like if you do this, like, Marvel has respect for all their characters. The only time they do an amalgam of characters like this is when it's someone kind of useless, kind of like Whiplash, right? Like, so they're like, yeah, just toss everything, or Mandarin, which someone, it's like, okay, people know him, but it's like, what's the big thing? Marvel, he's had successful ongoing series plenty of times. He's been a big marquee character in Marvel at one point, so. I don't know. It just doesn't seem feasible to me. I mean,
do you just want to see like Jason, or is it just because you want Captain Marvel to really stand out on like his own and not having to be pushed in with the Guardians?
I want Captain Marvel to be what Hank Pym was to Scott Lang, a mentor that actually ushers in this you can take over for me, and I think that would just cheapen everything. So,
so you'd rather him be in the Captain Marvel movie and kind of do the same,
some
similar,
capacity.
yeah, exactly.
instead of just like, here's Captain Marvel, throw him with Guardians. Like,
I would not be surprised if James Gunn and the powers that be at Disney Marvel have like a list with a couple names on it of people who could potentially be the father.
Yeah.
And that marv-el just happened to be one of them, and that's just the one that leaked out. So I'm sure they just crossed that one off the list and be like, okay, well, it ain't gonna be marv-el then.
I mean, they're not filming Guardians till like January, right, or February.
Yeah, exactly.
Next year, so we still got some time, and you never know. They really, like Joe could be right. Like there is a list, and then some people just saw the wrong name.
Yeah, they've glanced at it. That name's caught their eye, and they thought, oh, that's interesting.
Plus, you could always. I mean, it's not to say that they're just gonna keep switching at the very last minute, but they could have had that a while ago, and it just came out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They could have had that, and then they already had changed it, so nobody knows that.
I'm glad you're saying that. This to me would feel like, and this is what I'm going to equate it to, just to kind of like simplify. Imagine if we got the Captain America movie, right? Mm-hmm. And in there they go, oh yeah, Steve Rogers' dad is also Tony Stark's great grandfather.
Oh.
Like, because he's got to be more important, right? Because he's got to be more important because he's got to relate to Iron Man because that character was a success. Like, why does, like, I don't feel there's a need to make Star Wars this. Oh, I'm big and I'm more important to the MCU, and Carol's gonna kind of have to.
He's already popular enough,
right, exactly. Like he's just a guy that kind of got lucky and got stuck out there in space, and by luck
Chris
he's gonna.
Pratt.
It's part of his appeal that he's not very special, that he's just a dude.
Right, he's just a dude, and that's part of like the Star Wars fantasy. So I don't know, like.
And I guess, I guess we're just gonna have to wait. I mean, it's 2017, early 2017, so it's not too long.
I mean, granted, we'll know who the father is like
Before then.
2 days into filming because Guardians like leaked everywhere with every set photo possible. So
Yeah.
Who is the father? Find out on Maury.
Oh, now
James Gunn will probably just tweet it himself at some point.
Yeah,
true.
really?
You know what? I would love it if James Gunn sees this and just goes on Facebook, which probably he will. He'll be like, that's fucking bullshit, like he always does with bullcrap rumors.
Yeah.
Like he's done that so many times, and just the scoops disappear after. It's like, yeah, that's what I thought. Well, let's move on to the next piece of news at hand. Here's Chris Hemsworth says he hopes that Thor 3 can be a little bit funnier, kind of like Guardians.
Really?
And I want nothing else but funny in something called Ragnarok. I mean,
Hey, a lot of gallows humor there. Oh man, the world is ending. Wah, wah.
Even then, like in something called The Dark World, there was a lot of humor. I was like,
It was
okay.
surprising. It was a very light, very easygoing Dark World, actually.
Like
I was
Thor 1.
expecting a lot darker.
Well, Thor 1 was, it was lighthearted and it had like the humor, but it felt as they went forward with someone like Thor who is in mythology, like real mythology, they need like to go not like super dark, like if they're doing rated R, but just have it be okay. This is something serious here. Like this dude he's gonna make the whole universe go into darkness. This freaking the apocalypse, We don't need Kat Dennings saying "mirror" every second.
Apparently we do, though.
I think the main problem is with the first film. It was a very Shakespearean style humor. It came a lot from sort of the fish out of water. Yeah, but it was the fish out of water quality of it as well, and all the humor came from that. Like there's that classic bit where he smashes the cup on the floor in the diner, and it's like that's where the comedy came from. I think
true.
I would like to see a return to that, honestly.
Yeah. And the mistake the Dark World made is they just started writing jokes. And it wasn't coming from the situation, it wasn't coming from the story. It was literally just, we need a joke here, let's put in a joke.
And even the funny sidekicks had funny sidekicks.
Yeah.
It's also the thing like getting someone from Game of Thrones. I thought it was going to be something more along the lines of Game of Thrones. I think we all did. But it's not also the jokes, but they also cut a lot of time from that movie.
Yeah.
I think the action scenes in the movie
were
were like they had
they were
a lot
great.
going for
They had a
them,
great
but
style.
every time something good was happening, they would counterbalance that with terrible timing on humor and comedy, and like it just slowed down the movie.
That's not to say they don't have some good jokes in there. I mean, Thor hanging up his hammer is friggin' laugh out loud.
Loki.
That Thor riding the train, that's pretty funny. The Captain America Loki bit, really funny.
That
was
Loki
funny.
was. See, they should have kept like it's not the I don't want to say forced humor, but the kind of the humor that's not necessarily the characters are aware of, kind of like the Hammer thing we're talking about. But Loki's a character that he does make jokes, so it makes sense for what he was doing. But the action scene, the one I still love is when they're invading and freaking Heimdall just jumps and like.
That's pretty good.
I was like,
when they're jumping through portals between worlds. And
that was cool.
I really enjoyed watching that at cinema in 3D. I think, that was just awesome.
I think you could have took out the humor we're talking about, how the hammer is hanging, like the humor, the fish out of water thing, like the whole jumping through portals. That was cool, and that I still really like that. But there's, I think, little too much of the gags going on for that indie fight. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
Every time they jump back to Earth, it was just so Kat Dennings can make a joke. I did like I very much liked the scene where Thor has to take the train.
Yeah, that
I did enjoy that too. That was fish out of water. It works.
Who was the one? I felt like there would have been one guy who'd be like, I don't know if he could get there fast enough on that train. I've been on that train.
There was lots of those guys.
I thought that was funny when people do that too.
I've been on the tube plenty of times. There's no way he would have made it in time.
Would have made it back for that fight.
There's no way.
Tom,
the tube would have got stuck. It would have stopped in a tunnel. He would have just been in darkness, not able to get off the train for 10 minutes. and then an engineer would turn up. It'd take another 10 minutes, and then the train would start going again.
Do you guys feel that maybe they feel like they are going to take a more comedic route with this one? Because I don't know, I'm just worried. I feel like they don't even know what Thor is about. Like,
I'm feeling that too, because they're like, hey, Guardians made money and Guardians was super funny. Maybe we should just try and make Thor more like Guardians, because it's also kind of cosmic.
And we're going to have Hulk in there, so he's got to have his one moment that makes you laugh but go, oh, that's fucking awesome, like.
Because, I'm sick of the fish out of water now. I want Thor in his element, doing his thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sick of the Earth stuff, so the comedy doesn't have to be there.
I want no Earth unless it's somehow like we gotta get Salvig or Foster over here. Just that 2 minutes on Earth, get it the fuck done. Do not touch it again. Let me enjoy Asgard for 2.5 hours or whatever you're gonna give me.
I thought that was gonna happen in the Dark World.
Same.
It showed more of Asgard, and I was like, dang, it looks pretty nice. Like, I'd want to live there. Unless when it's getting attacked. I don't want to live there.
Yeah.
But you can get great comedy just with the banter between Thor and his team. Like, you've got Lady Sif, you've got the others whose names I'm forgetting now. Like, you've got
Volstagg, the Voluminous.
The Warriors of
Screen. Levi is one of them. Give him some screen time. Have some humorous dialogue.
The Renaissance Fair that's in town?
I wish they would have got, what's his name from Once Upon a Time? Josh Dallas, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I still think he was cool in the first one. I wish they would have got him back.
Same.
We've got Zachary Levi as him now, and he is funny, and he's good on Heroes Reborn as well at the moment.
But the thing, he's really good actually. But the thing is, like, even in the second movie, they have their moments, but I feel like there was supposed to be more in it, and then there was a whole cutting time. Like they
then
kind
more
of
in the third one, and there you've got your comedy.
Yeah, well, remember in the second one, it felt like they were gonna have this Sif was kind of jealous of Jane type stuff, but I
didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, I think they had to see. It's. I don't think necessarily the director's fault. I think it was just cutting time. It was just honestly, that's what happens to studios.
Sif needs to end up with Coulson. I'm just being honest. she really does.
There is some chemistry.
Sif marries Son of Cole.
Son of Cole.
So let's jump over onto the other news we have here, which is also going to kind of relate, Thor himself. So apparently Tom Holland said that it was pretty much thanks to Chris Hemsworth that he ended up getting the gig for Spider-Man, because both them worked together in The Heart of the Sea, I believe.
Oh.
And, they kind of made this relation, and he had to make a call to Marvel being like, hey, I worked with this kid, he's good, he's level-headed, you guys should check him out, so...
That's cool.
He's all
cool.
Give me
Can't
good
wait
work.
to see what he does.
Yeah, I mean, this just seems like a no-brainer. Obviously, if he went in there, he's like, listen, I've worked with this kid. Yeah, he's young. He's the age you're looking for, but he could keep, cool under pressure and all that. Like, that's the type Marvel would want, because we know, not defending Marvel, but we know they're famously fucking hard to work with. Like, everybody that's left the studios, they're a nightmare. So,
because that's kind of like any studio in general. Like, studios, if you're not, Josh Trank, I bet, was a nightmare to work with Fox. Even more so. But talking about Tom Holland, if this kid was in In the Heart of the Sea. What is it? I think it was Ron Howard and Chris Hemsworth again, right? Great director, Chris Hemsworth, great actor. So, and plus he was in what was that, like, I forget. I think he was in like a movie with Tom Hardy, if I remember correctly. I forget exactly, but people know it. Like, he was good in that too. So, you know he's gonna do good. It's just like this whole thing building up because we know we're gonna see him in Civil War, and it's just a little teasing, like, oh, Tom Holland's talking about Spider-Man, and they're like, oh, stop teasing us, show us.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
And I
this is all sounds good.
Obviously, Chris Hemsworth probably had some chemistry on set with him.
Well, yeah.
So, he was like, well, if you guys check him out, I worked really good with him. We clicked. You're trying to get him to screen test with these people. So,
absolutely.
Obviously, we heard about the extensive casting and screen test that Marvel did, pairing him up with different actors and all this just to make sure he could, stand side by side with Captain America and Iron Man at the same time, hold his own. So,
absolutely.
It's pretty great. Hopefully they've cast good. I think Tom Holland should be pretty good. What's your guys' take on it, kid?
Yeah.
Like, what do you think?
Real quick though, what probably sucks the most is Asa Butterfield, because everybody for like a month straight or couple weeks straight, like, he's the new Spider-Man, and then he just got completely locked out. I was like, damn, that must suck. But yeah, Tom Holland's cool. Like, I remember when it was like the Final Four, I was the only one, I think, like, out of the people I know that were saying, oh, Tom Holland looks like he could do it. Some people were saying Asa, somewhere, like, majority of people were saying Asa Butterfield, but I don't know, it's like Tom Holland had that, like,
when you look at both of their faces, like, they're very similar looking kids.
Yeah,
so it's like
they were definitely going for a certain look.
You could tell the look they wanted. Like,
it might have been the fact that I already knew he was going to be in the Heart of the Sea, and I was like, oh, like, if he's in that movie, then he must be good enough to be Spider-Man.
Right,
and I was like,
Ron Howard's going to
Yeah.
put you, I would agree with that.
Yeah. So,
yes. So far, what I've seen of Holland, has me interested. He seems like he might be able to pull it off.
Oh, it's the hair though, like the one from.
I haven't seen him in anything.
If you're gonna see him in Heart of the Sea, he was in Billy Elliot's musical.
Yeah, which really got me interested, as the Peter Parker story and the Billy Elliot story have, like, some parallels to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it should be interesting. I just hope, they work everything good. Hope the script is good, and hope the movie can live up to Spider-Man 2. It's that's.
Now show us the damn costume.
The most striking thing for me when he was cast was the photo of him with Hemsworth, just showing how much shorter he is than him. And I just can't wait to see Spider-Man in costume next to Thor and just have that difference. It's going to be awesome.
Can't wait to see him next to Hulk, where he touches his kneecap with his head. He's like, help!
Spider-Man's taller than me, just by an inch.
He's just up to his crotch.
He's 5'8". Tom Holland. Damn, he's just a bit taller, but he's gonna get like platforms or something and be like just an inch taller. Like, he'll be like 5'9", 5'10" possibly.
Yeah. So the next piece of news is rather shitty. And it's shitty for Fantastic Four sequel! So yeah, this is fucking great. This is probably the best news this week.
Is it though? 2. Is it really though? Yes, the movie's been taken out of the release rotation for the Fantastic Four sequel, but that still doesn't mean they're not going to try and reboot it again in 5 years.
Have they got the rights in another 5 years?
Yeah, they got another 7.
They made a movie, or they made something.
Remember, guys, they're still committed to it.
Still super committed. Not to this franchise, but we're still committed to the brand, clearly.
I reckon they'll just put them in not in Fantastic Four, in one of the new X-Men's. Not the one that was debunked immediately that we talked about last week. But
they'll just split them across.
I'm glad you brought that up, because this is my feeling on it. Fantastic Four is shelved, right? Yeah. They're going to cast someone young in the next X-Men movie that coming out 2018, 2019, whatever the hell, right? Mm-hmm. At one point, we're going to see the X-Men be like, hey, we need a gadget. There's this guy called Baxter Building Man? I don't know. Some scientist loser. Go get a device from him. They'll just drop a hint that they exist, and maybe we'll see them. Like, it'll be like a jokey type thing on the side, but they'll plant the seeds that they exist in that universe, and when they feel comfortable enough with a solid script and a new reboot, that they'll introduce characters slowly.
See, what I'd like is just a bit with Charles Xavier using Cerebro, and he can't locate the Fantastic Four because they're not technically mutants in the same way, so Cerebro can't locate them. I just like a little bit like that, like they're trying to locate Reed Richards because he's got powers, but yeah.
What I want to know is like if they do kind of if they bring them back and they won't do a movie, they'll, like Tom said, they might put them in an X-Men movie or something like that. Can we just bring back the OG from 2005, Ian McGruffin?
Yeah. Well,
yeah, he's a good actor. Bring him back. Just not Jessica Alba.
I wouldn't be surprised if like there's an X-Men movie, or something where they are using Cerebro and the X-Men are like, hey, what about all that commotion in Latveria? That dude's like magic or something. They're like, yeah, it's not our jurisdiction and it ain't magic. We looked into it. All right, done. You know, it's just plant the seeds. I hate the concept that Fox just kind of, they're the ultimate wing it, and if it fucking sticks, it sticks. Like,
yeah.
Like Spider-Man at least had a shitty vision of a franchise that they want to establish. Fox is like, put it out. If it succeeds, it's in. If it fails, it's not. It's like, that's not how you do this. That's not how you commit to anything.
So apparently, it is now. We changed the rules. Is how we're doing it now.
They clearly did, because they backed out of their marriage with Neil Blomkamp in his Alien movie.
Oh, fuck you, Fox. You sons of bitches. I fucking hate you.
That's Ridley Scott's though. The Prometheus sequel.
Yeah, but come on, like they were like, okay, Neil, you're next guy. Oh, sorry, here, let me throw you out into the trash because we got Ridley back. Okay.
You're making it sound like that bit from Batman. You're my number one guy. Or you were my number one guy.
I like that Fox chairman is just like Napier, and he's sitting there. He's like, you're my number one guy. Suddenly fucking Ridley walks through the door. He's like, get the fuck out of here, man.
I'm gonna throw you in the acid.
I imagine he kind of does the whole what was it, Ledger's thing, where he just drops the two like pull like sticks, and then people have to fight over.
We're having tryouts, Wrigley Scott and Neil Blomkamp. Who wants it more?
Dive for the knife. Dive for the knife.
Who can make this shit cheaper without using Johannesburg? All right, you're out, Blomkamp.
I imagine that's how they do their like choices to choosing directors for movies. They just drop like knives and weapons on the floor, and whoever comes out alive. That's why we haven't heard from Neil Blomkamp.
And poor Neil Blomkamp's like, look, there's a lot of people in Johannesburg who are looking for work that I bring there every time.
You say that, Joe, jokingly, but I guarantee you that's what happened on Fantastic Four too. They just like dropped a couple knives and a few like, I don't know, like stacks of cash, and they're like, that's your budget. If you get the $100, that's the budget you got to work with per item. So go fuck it. It's like, oh shit. So much failed with that one. Yeah. How do you guys feel about this though? I think unanimously we're all happy, right? There's no saving the franchise after the first movie. You can't use the same actors and same continuity and save it.
I do feel genuinely bad for Josh Trank.
I was going to say, I'm happy I won't have to suffer through another film in this series, but that still doesn't mean 5-7 years from now I won't have to suffer through another bad Fantastic Four movie.
Well, I think I more so feel bad for Michael B. Jordan, because he was the one I liked the most out of all of them, because I loved all his other movies. Creed is going to be amazing. That's what I know. And then I think
he's getting great reviews so far.
Yeah, so I think people are gonna forget about this and be like, "Damn, he is Creed," and nobody's gonna remember. You remember that? Like some guy's gonna bring it up. Remember that one time he was a superhero? Nope. I remember that one time he was a boxer.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a blip on his career, that's for sure.
And the only thing it might have hurt him on was that he's doing Call of Duty commercials now and not Star Wars Battlefront commercials. So
don't worry, the only blip on our career is gonna be Blip itself.
Dumb tish.
Fuck you, Blip. Oh wait, do they exist anymore?
No, they don't.
Really solid.
Okay.
No, I'm pretty sure Blip doesn't exist anymore.
Good. Well, let's jump over onto our last piece of news, which this is still in rumor territory, but let's discuss it. Yeah. The Justice League story apparently sees Darkseid open up a massive portal that leads aliens in an invasion into a city where the team gotta unite to stop the evil.
Is it a portal?
So the third.
It'd be a boom tube.
Well, I thought it was like when I read it, because I was like, as you said, it is a rumor, so we don't know yet. But when I read it, I thought it said it's gonna have like Independence Day laser to destroy the Earth, so Apocalypse can move in its place.
That's what I'm reading, but
that's what I assume.
Yeah, I'm reading like. It's a giant laser that comes from the sky.
Yeah,
starts opening. It's Smallville. Can we agree on that?
It's Transformers 3. It sounds exactly like Transformers 3.
Sounds like every big action blockbuster of the last decade.
Well, I mean, that's true because Independence Day, Avengers, Fantastic Four, Man of Steel, Trying to think of other lasers, but it's all the same concept, even though they all kind of do something different. Like Avengers was a portal, Man of Steel was kind of transforming, Independence Day was like actual laser. That's what I thought was gonna happen. Like it's an actual laser, like it's actually gonna destroy the Earth, not just. Yeah, of course it's gonna be boom tube, but I thought it was also gonna be like an actual laser. I don't know. That's just me. That's just me getting from what I read, whatever was on the thing.
Either way it goes, it seems very, very every generic, like, you know, Hollywood blockbuster giant beat 'em up boom.
But I mean, instead of a blue laser, it'll be red. Because Apocalypse. That's why it's different.
Which, you know, it isn't technically a bad thing that a lot of blockbusters are similar. It's all in execution. It's all in how you do it.
Yeah.
I mean, we're also gonna see like
they all end the same though. They all end the same.
Here's the thing, and I like this idea because this idea works for Darkseid and the movie. It works. It worked on Smallville. It was a great concept and works. The only issue I have with it is we've been there. We've done that already with movies. Every comic book movie has already. Hell, Man of Steel was technically the same thing. So do you just retread the same? And I understand they're gonna be like, oh, but there's parademons. I'm like, yeah, but everybody already complained about the Chitauri being cannon fodder. So
wait, I think the thing on Smallville you're talking about with Darkseid, like the planet, like because I think no, it was I think Apocalypse was the planet that they're talking about. I don't know. I forget what they say, which was which, because they always like made it weird of how they said it.
No,
they said Darkseid.
You got it right. Don't worry.
Yeah, but I think the planet was just coming to like kind of crash into Earth on Smallville. I think
and take Earth's place.
Yeah, and I think
exactly like what this description was.
No, but I think this time around it won't be like crashing into it. I think it'll be similar, but I'm just saying like it'll be like the laser, like Independence Day. Like that's just what I get out of it.
Let's say they do that, and then they're like, "Oh, we're gonna terraform the planet." I'm like, "Well, that's just Man of Steel again."
No, well, I don't think because I mean,
we gotta
get
keep
what you're saying.
Terraforming Earth, though. Earth is really important. You understand? It's prime real estate. Everybody wants it.
It's true, but I get what you're saying though. But I just think from what I read, it seemed like it said that it's gonna use a laser to have to take Earth out of the equation and have Apocalypse take its place. So in my mind, I thought, okay, Darkseid's gonna have a laser in which he's gonna hit to Earth and it's gonna start destroying stuff. Like it's not no terraforming, no portal. It's just gonna straight up destroy stuff, you know. And sure, there's gonna be boom tubes, portals, but I think the laser they're mentioning is straight up that, and it doesn't go away from the generic blockbuster thing because you know other movies have done that too. That's just if it's like that's just what I got out of it. But it could be up in the air of what kind of laser it is, you know. It's not filming so.
What kind of laser it is? Is it like, you know,
it could be a blue, laser? It could be a green, be a pulsing laser.
Is it like those lasers from Ghostbusters? Is it one of those? I like those kinds of
crossing the streams on the lasers.
I'm pretty sure that's
gonna be cats. That's how they're gonna beat Darkseid and make sure the laser doesn't hurt Earth. Crossing the streams.
They'll just get a laser pointer and try and use it to blind him. Because you can blind someone from a distance.
So he crashes the planet and then you get a fine.
What I hope, though, is if something like this happens, is that we can finally get a movie where it's worldly. Because that's what I thought Avengers Age of Ultron was going to be, where Ultron was going to send like his robots all over the planet, and each of them were going to have to be in different places. You know what I mean? And here, I would hope something like, okay, use the laser, right? And the parademons are everywhere. Flash runs like in the Middle East, and then Superman's here, Batman's over there. It's probably not going to happen because no other movie has done it, but that's something I would wish to happen.
I feel like that breaks the tradition, though. Like, yeah, I understand if Avengers would have done that, it would have been a thing, but it's like, but then they're just, exactly. It breaks them being together, which was why you're seeing the movie, you know, so.
Yeah, I understand that. I just would hope one of these days something like that would happen, just because it adds more to the teamwork, I would assume. Like, they're all planning where to go to and everything. Something along that lines. But it's whatever. I mean, it's not filming till what, like, or spring 2016, so we won't know for a while.
It's coming real soon. Real soon.
I think it's 2018 though, in which it might be 2017. Actually, I don't even know. I
can't. There's so many comic book movies I don't even remember release dates anymore.
It's true. It's really true.
All I know is next May or something is Guardians, probably, maybe Spider-Man. I don't know.
Yeah, it is like Joe said, every generic like blockbuster, but I guess that's what you gotta kind of do for these like first big movies.
People expect a certain something, and what's the point of getting a whole team together if it's not going to be a whole world encompassing? And how do you threaten the world? Well, you do it like this.
Wouldn't this then go against all the people that were in the DC camp saying that they don't just want to make generic action bullcrap, beat 'em up aliens? You know, like
what's wrong with that though? Like, why would people?
What is wrong with that?
Apparently,
I love that.
everything. Apparently, everything is wrong with that.
And the thing though is like. What kind of sucks is that for off the bat they kind of are, even though he threatened the world, he still kind of only attacked Metropolis. It's that you have to kind of go upwards, and for the movies it seems like they're just like on a steady like we're always gonna threaten the world, you know.
Yeah.
Just get a bigger laser,
and that's what just sucks for like because DC villains are like the villains they choose, at least as a recent, are really just like big encompassing world type villains. I would hope
nothing
they try
big about the Joker.
Well, okay.
Yeah, for that, yeah.
See, I always thought Superman 2 was threatening enough when just General Zod literally just wanted to rule the world. He didn't care about terraforming and destroying and killing everyone. He just wanted to be the ruler.
Yeah, but the terraforming is the new hotness in the Hollywood.
I thought the point of like Zod and Man of Steel was so he can bring his people back.
Yeah, but I mean...
Yeah, but that like the people of Earth were just kind of in the way. That's what I know.
If he's got a terraformer, he can terraform any planet he wants.
Yeah.
I think
why not go do it to like Mars or something?
Take Mars, yeah.
I think it's the fact that Superman was there, like Kal-El was there, and it's always like with every hero. Every time they go someplace, they're the ones that bring trouble, and that's what heroes like. Said before, heroes clean up their own messes. That's why they're heroes.
It could have been ballsy though. They could have proposed creating new Krypton, and that would have been a really interesting arc going forward to sequels and stuff.
I mean, you never know.
Take Mars, make new Krypton. Now we're cohabiting the galaxy.
I mean, you really never know because we're gonna get another Superman movie, whether it's in 5-10 years. I feel like we're gonna get one, and even if it's just one more, I think we are. And whoever directs it could want to go something along that lines. We'll never know, actually.
We'll find out.
I just hope they do it right next time.
Yeah.
I still really
I have hope for Batman v Superman, but I don't have any.
You gotta have hope, man.
I still really like Cavill over Affleck.
Yeah, I prefer Cavill over Affleck.
I've seen 15 minutes of Man of Uncle or whatever the fuck, and it was the god awful 15 minutes.
That's because he's being directed by Guy Ritchie, who just.
There's some people that like you didn't enjoy it, but I didn't love it, but I wasn't bored, and I was like, "Whoa, this is like cool like." Ooh.
I watched the scene of them two, like when they first meet, and they're trying to be fun and witty, and it was like literally two pieces of wood reading lines that say act witty. Like, oh.
I mean, like everything.
It's got to be
film is subjective, I guess, and it's like I enjoyed that part. I don't know. That's just because even though I didn't really like Armie Hammer, like Armie Hammer in general, I haven't liked.
Awful.
I really don't like Armie Hammer. Like Henry Cavill's was like at least enjoyable for the most part for me. Armie Hammer was just like.
He's just one of those nothing actors. It's like, do you remember, what was his name? Something Worthington, who was in Terminator Salvation.
Oh, Sam
Worthington? Yeah.
You were close enough. You said something. It's Sam. So
some generic Hollywood actor number 5 or something.
How can we not forget Sam Worthington? He is the patron saint of this show. Whenever we meet, we always just go back to him.
He's probably still doing Avatar 2.
Can we just all agree, though? Like, let's all just agree that out of all the Woody McWoodingtons that are action stars, the best one is my boy, Taylor Kitsch. He's the best one out of all them.
He's the best one for the sole fact he was my favorite football player on a TV show, Friday Night Lights. I love him on that.
He was freaking amazing True Detective Season 2.
Oh, that too. And Gambit as Gambit, I thought he was pretty cool.
Well, what they gave him to do with Gambit.
Yeah, I thought he did the most of what he could do with. Yeah.
I would have preferred he come back than Channing Tatum in the role, I'll be honest.
Well, I mean, telling you, Cha-Cha's going to make it Magic Mike.
That's what it's going to be.
That's a dead franchise. Holy shit, that franchise tanked.
Magic Mike? I've never seen it.
I thought it made a lot of money. I actually watched. I didn't watch all the sequel because the sequel.
Of course you watched it, Joel.
I didn't even watch the first one.
Dude, Channing Tatum is a charming actor. Dude, friggin' Magic Mike 2 is literally the Rocky 3 of male stripper movies. He has to get the eye of the tiger back. He feels he's not all the stripper he could be.
It made its money back though. It had a production budget of 14.8, and made 66 domestic. That was like
compare it to the first one though.
Okay, well to the first, I guess if you're comparing to the first one,
it's diminishing to fuck.
True. I guess if we're comparing to the first one, because I didn't see.
Just cross it over with something, make a cinematic universe.
Oh,
Magic Mike and Jump Street.
Because everyone's doing that.
What you guys talk about? You can already tell it's gonna be Magic Mike, perfect pitch. There you go. They're gonna get Reba Wilson to like dance half naked on there. It's gonna be fucking great.
No.
If anything is gonna cross over with Pitch Perfect, it's gonna be Step Up. Okay, I love that franchise.
Step up to the Pitch Perfect.
Yo,
yes,
speaking of which, Joe,
Step Perfect. Pitch Up. I don't care what they call it. As long as Channing Tatum comes back, as long as the dancers, all the singers, freaking love Step Up.
I
dude.
did want to say, like, when we were at Super Mega Fest at one point at the night, we turned on the TV and some like hip-hoppy dance movie was on. Turns out it was You Got Served. I was like, this is straight up a Joe movie. I know it right now.
I like You Got Served, but I think Step Up is like, freaking, like, I've loved them all.
You Got Served, which of course served as the basis for the South Park episode, You Got Effed in the A.
So that's going to end it with all that discussion. We do have just a little bit of time to do 15 questions. I did have one ready. I wasn't sure if it was anybody else's, so I did have one ready.
I've got one ready as well.
All right, so let's do Matt's then. All right.
Oh, you're never going to get
Matt's barely ever here, so we'll just do Matt right now.
It's true.
All right, so I'll go. Has this person been in live action?
Nope.
No.
Oh, we're lost.
Well, this is going to be difficult. Okay, is this a DC character?
Yes.
Okay.
That was a given.
Yeah.
Is this character a hero?
No.
Is this character a villain?
Yes.
Okay. See, I didn't know if he was getting tricky there.
Has this character been animated?
No.
Ooh, so never been in live action, never been animated. Whew. That's a roughie.
Fuck.
Have we asked if it's DC or Marvel yet?
Yes, we literally just did. Keep up.
Yes.
Wait, okay.
I'm trying to think of who it could be.
This a male character?
Yes.
Okay.
Is this character white?
No.
If it's an alien with white skin, then it's white.
Yeah,
he's human, but he's not white or he's not black.
Okay. Huh.
Okay. Okay, wait. He's white, not okay. So, is this character Native American skinned?
Nope.
Is this character a robot?
Nope.
Can we go over everything we do know about him so far?
Okay, so
DC,
not live action.
DC character.
Yep.
Villain, I assume.
No, yep. No animated, male. He's human, not white or black. Not Native American. Not a robot.
Yeah, huh. This is rough because when he was playing around with skin color there, I'm like, oh, is it because he has metal skin? Is that why?
Okay, has this character been relevant in the last 5 years?
No.
Damn.
We're
Always
fucked.
makes it harder.
See, the baby's crying. Thanks a lot, man.
Way to go, Matt, brah. You making kids cry, brah.
Oh, well.
I'll put my microphone.
Matt Owens.
Okay, is this character part of the Superman comics?
Yes.
I figured as much.
That was a given, but might as well,
Might as well get it out there.
Shit.
I'm literally Googling Superman family of characters right now. But that's a lot of fucking characters, though. That's 75 years
Exactly.
of characters.
Exactly.
Crap. Okay. Shit.
Have we asked if the character's got superpowers yet?
No, we have not.
Yes, he does.
Okay.
Okay, then that counts.
Okay, there's powers. Okay. Was this character invented before 1970?
No.
Okay.
Okay, after 1970. Okay.
Did you say he did appear in animated?
No, he said no animation, no live action for this character.
Okay. The fact that he's human as well is what's throwing me. Human, but not white or black.
Well, it ain't
so I'm thinking now he's like a green character.
Well, it ain't ambush bug.
You fucking ambush bug.
Is it ambush bug? Is it him?
He's not a bad guy.
No, true, but he's a bug though. Bugs are bad.
Fuck. I'm like blanking now what to ask. Shit.
It's gonna be something really random, like it's Dr. Chaos. It's like he appeared in one issue in 1973.
It's got to be stuff we can at least guess at some point. Oh fuck. Has this character? Wait, no, that character's been animated. What the fuck? I got nothing. I'm drawing a blank.
This is hard.
See, I'm thinking it could be Parasite.
That's what I was thinking, but he's been animated.
Yeah.
And Parasite's been in stuff in the last little bit. Like, I mean, he hasn't really been important.
I think even Smallville might have done a take on it in live action. I'm not sure. They must have got to it at some point.
Was this character invented after the year 2000?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so he's considerably newer now.
There we go. Okay, now we're kind of going to somewhere, possibly.
You see, I'm actually leaning more to Tom on this one because I think Tom knows his Superman better than we do.
But I know it's not who I thought it was. Now, I'm just thinking, I mean, there was a load of mutants in around the death of Superman story arc.
No, you're thinking like the Eradicator and all those guys.
That was in the 90s, though.
Yeah,
yeah, but I'm thinking, did it carry over any mutant sort of characters? Because technically, I think they were human that mutated into something else.
It's not.
It's not one of them. Okay. That wasn't a guess. I'm just thinking out loud.
Well, it ain't Bibbo the Sailing Man.
See, I'm wondering if it's like Brainiac in human form, turning green. No.
I don't think he's that hardcore with us. I don't think he'd mess with us that badly.
Oh, Smallville pretty much always made Brainiac in human form. Except in the comics.
Oh, fuck, this is kind of hard. It's a tough one, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
Who created him?
Hold on.
I know there's a Kryptonite Man, but he's been in live action, kind of.
Okay, let's go.
Guess what?
Was this character made?
Tom just got it.
What, did he seriously?
Yeah.
Seriously, Kryptonite Man. Holy shit.
See, the Superboy TV series actually did do him.
That was Kryptonite Kid, though, and he was from the 40s.
Yeah, but they only changed that. Was it different character? Okay.
Yes,
I thought it was just another case of they had to call him Superboy, so they called a load of his enemies Something Boy as well.
You know, that's funny. I was actually kind of leaning to Kryptonite Man, too, but I kept getting messed up by the new 52 version of Kryptonite Man.
I kept wanting to say the Kryptonite Kid.
Where he just has a mustache.
I was leaning on freaking Imperiex.
Oh. I actually had Imperiex open. I was considering like which one I was gonna do, and then I closed.
That's like the one I've been zooming. That's why after you said it was after 2000. I was like, okay, Imperiex. I remember he was right there because he was extreme. So you know,
it was extreme.
Wow, I've won 2 now. That's awesome.
Woo!
Yeah, good for you, Tom. Good for you.
You stumbled into 2.
I think this is the quickest we've ever gotten it as well.
It might have been that time Tom got the Watcher.
Yeah, I mean, the annoying thing is I've had Kryptonite Man in my head the entire time, and I've just been trying to work out how to get to him and like rule out other people so I don't ruin my guess.
All right.
So I actually could have answered that like 6 questions ago.
I could have been a dick and just like quickly switched to a different character.
Oh. No, I've been sort of waiting to make sure that I don't ruin my guess.
So next week, Tom, you have one ready because it's going to be your week then.
I've already got it. It's
perfect.
Awesome.
So thank you for joining us, everybody. As always, we'll be back next time with more of this same bullshit, same time, same place, and a few other places.
By same time, same place, we mean whenever we upload it.
Pretty much. Usually 4:30 on Thursdays, but sometimes it's a little off. You never know.
Holy shit, we have a time?
We do. We're good.
Okay, bye.
All right, good. We got that.
All right.